Hey guys, welcome to another craft break. I am Bianca, a content creator here at Plaid. And as always, we get together on Wednesdays to craft quick, fun, and easy projects together. Spring is right around the corner, so today we are going to paint and dip a few Easter eggs. And we're going to use two of our paint kits. So I'll tell you what you need for this project, and then we'll switch to the overhead camera and I'll go through all of the different colors that we'll be using today. So you want to grab some eggs. I like to suggest, let's go ahead and switch to our overhead. So for this project, you do want to have eggs. I like to use crafting eggs because you don't have to throw them away. You can continue to use them year after year. You guys can find these at any craft store and probably even a dollar store. So you're going to grab some craft eggs. You are also going to need some painter's tape. You're of course going to need some paint, and I'll go through those colors in just a minute. You're going to need some toothpicks, and you will also need some styrofoam. So you don't need a lot to do this. Let's go ahead and let's go through our paint colors. So I'm going to push some of this out of the way. And let's talk about the paint kits that we will be using today. So first up, we have our Best of Pinks. And this is just a combination of some of our glitterific colors, our metallic colors, and also our multi-surface colors. So first we have the multi-surface satin baby pink. We also have the glitterific pop princess potion. We have our glitterific hot pink. We also have Folk Art Color Shift. This is a really cool product. And this is the pastel pink color. And then last, we have the Folk Art Metallic Sparkling Fuchsia. So these are all of the colors that are included in the Best of Pink kit. You guys can go to plaidonline.com to grab these. And next up, we are going to go through our Best of Gold kit. So let's set these out of the way and let's grab our golds. So this kit also includes 5 different colors. And one of my favorite colors to paint with is Treasure Gold. So it includes the 2-ounce bottle. It also includes the Folk Art Multi-Surface Metallic 14 karat gold. This is another one of my favorite colors. It's very rich. And then we have Glitterific here. And this is our gold 2. And then our last 2 colors are Glitterific Pop Golden Treasure and Glitterific Fine Gold. So a few of these do have the same color name, but I want to hold them up just so that you guys can see the difference. So this is our Treasure Gold Gold. So this is our metallic color with no glitter in it. And then we have the Glitterific here. And this is the gold. It's a little bit more chunkier than our last color here, which is the Glitterific Fine Gold. So those are the difference between the 3 golds that are included in this kit. All right, so we will go ahead and we will get started. I just wanted to tell you guys a few of the colors that we are going to be using. So like I said, you want to grab some eggs. You can use real eggs or you can use crafting eggs. And you're going to also grab some painter's tape. So before we actually get started, I'll show you some of the eggs that I've already gone ahead and painted. So here we have a gold one and a few of our pink eggs, and I've used a combination of the colors that I just showed you guys to create these. You can mix and match, you can use one color, you can do whatever you would like to. You can get as creative as you would like to at home when you are creating your eggs with these paint kits. So I'll hold these up just a little bit closer before we get started. All right. So, a quick tip before starting this project. For your eggs to dry, This just makes it a little bit easier. You can grab some styrofoam. I'm sure we all have leftover styrofoam, some of our Amazon packages. So grab a piece of that, and then you want to grab some toothpicks, and you're going to poke them into the styrofoam to create kind of a triangle shape. And this will just make it easier to hold your egg while it is drying. So I'll set that there so you guys can see what I mean. Because you don't want to set your wet egg down flat, it'll mess up the paint. So this is a great way to help your eggs dry. So just a quick tip. All right, so now let's really get started. I'm gonna slide this over. And like I said earlier, we are going to dip our eggs. If you're not familiar with that, that doesn't literally mean dipping your egg in paint. We are using the painter's tape to section it off so that we can paint either half of it, we can go diagonal, we can use the painter's tape to create whatever design we would like. So with this egg, we're just gonna go straight across, and we're going to dip it with one of our glitterific colors. So I'm gonna grab a paintbrush, and we will start with, let's go with our glitterific pop golden treasure. So I have a little bit of this poured out already. I'm gonna grab my paintbrush, and we are going to add a coat of it to the bottom of our egg. Again, like I said, you guys can get as creative as you would like to at home. You can cover the entire egg, or you can section it off like I'm doing now. And the base coat that I used for the egg is our metallic 14 karat gold. So that is what will be up underneath our glitterific pop. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with our first coat. The more coats you add, the more coverage you will have. So if you want your egg to be nice and covered with glitter, you probably want to add multiple coats, but if you want to add just a little, you can get away with just one coat. So when you are painting this onto your egg, it's going to look a little bit milky and white, but this dries clear. And once it is fully done drying, it'll just look like glitter. So we're just going to add a coat for now, and we'll let this dry a little bit. We can come back to it and add more if we need to. Also, this dries pretty quickly, but if you are in a little bit of a time pinch, you can definitely use a blow dryer or a heating tool. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set this on my first set of toothpicks right here. We'll let that rest, and we'll get started on another one. So for my second egg, instead of just doing the bottom half or the top half of it, I am sectioning it off straight down the middle. So I've just taken some painter's tape and I've wrapped it around. And then we are going to grab another paintbrush, and we are going to go with, let's do our glitterific gold. If you guys have any questions about the colors that I'm using, just let us know in the comments and we will get those answered for you. Also, if you guys are working on any Easter projects, we would love to hear about them. Just like we inspire you guys, you inspire us too. So this glitterific paint is a little bit chunkier than the one that we just used. So the previous formula was the glitterific pop. And if you notice, the glitter particles in that formula are a little bit bigger. In this formula, you'll actually notice that the bigger pieces are actually gold leaf. So I'll hold it up so you can see it. So this is a very, very pretty color. If you like gold leaf, or if you like to craft with gold leaf a lot, I think this is definitely a formula that you would like. And with this color, because it is so chunky, you get pretty good coverage with the first coat. You don't really have to do multiple coats if you don't want to, but again, it is totally up to you. So we'll add just a little bit more, and then we'll set this one down to dry. All right, so I think that's pretty good. So this half will remain flat. And I'm sorry, I didn't tell you guys what I base coated this with. So this one is base coated with our Treasure Gold color. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's set this one off to the side, let it dry. And then we will move on to our pink eggs. All right, so for this egg, I am doing half of it, but this time I'm going across the egg vertically instead of just straight across. So I just wrap the painter's tape around. You want to carefully do this. Wrap it around slowly. And because it's not a straight line, you are going to end up with bubbles. So if your tape looks something like this, you didn't do anything wrong. That's how it's supposed to look. All right, so let's grab another paintbrush, and for this one, I thought it would be really pretty if we dip this one in our Folk Art Metallic Sparkling Fuchsia. So this is a metallic color, and I will show you guys what it looks like. All right, so we're going to start with our first coat. And this is a paint where you definitely will probably need to do more than one coat. But I think 2 coats should be just fine. All right. All right, so we are going to let this coat dry for just a second, and we'll move on to our next egg. And we'll come back and we'll add another coat to this one, but for now, that is what it looks like. And when we finish, I will take off the painter's tape and you'll get to see the finished result. Let's move this toothpick a little closer. All right. So for our last egg, I am splitting it in half, just like I did our other gold one. And I think for this one, I want to do our satin baby pink on the other half of it. I think those are 2 really good contrasting colors. So again, I'm gonna start with 1 coat. We'll let that dry for just a second. We'll come back and we will add another coat onto it. So this is really quick, really easy. I know that dyeing eggs for Easter is a tradition. However, I do think that painting them is a lot easier and a lot quicker and less mess. So I definitely suggest going this route. We did that in what, 30 seconds versus 30 minutes? All right, so let's set this off to the side, and let's go back to some of the other ones that we have already painted. I'll actually show you guys these 2 as well. So this is what our, let me grab the paint bottle. This is what our pastel pink looks like by itself. This is a beautiful color. This is color shift. So with color shift, when you tilt to your finished project, you'll see almost different colors. So I think the best way to describe this one from where I am, it's almost iridescent and it has hints of blue when it shifts in the light. I'll hold that as close as I can so that you guys can kind of see that. Super, super pretty. So that is what color shift is. So I think that this is a really, really cool paint to use for your Easter eggs this year. So we're not going to paint this one. I think this color stands on its own, and I think that's really beautiful. So I just want to show you guys that. And then also, another one of my favorite eggs that we have here is base coated in our 14 karat gold. And then on top of it, I put our glitterific fine gold. So I think this is another really pretty color combo. It's simple. It's also easy. This does not require any dipping. So you don't need the painter's tape. You just paint right over your base coat and you are done. And I think with all of these eggs, if you're not going to use them for like an Easter egg, I think that these in combination with each other would make for great Easter eggs to put in a centerpiece. So maybe for your dining room table, you can just paint these and set them in a nice pretty bowl and let them sit in the middle. Maybe even put a candle in between all of them, and that will look really beautiful. All right, so for our glitterific egg here, we are taking the paint off. And this is what it looks like when it is dried. So this one might need a little bit more drying time, but when you are done, this is what the finished project should look like. I'll hold that down just a little bit. There we go. So this is the one that we painted in half straight up and down the egg. So set that one off to the side. We are gonna come back and let's grab our heating tool and we'll go over our golden egg that we painted with our glitterific pop color. So I'm gonna turn this on. You guys can find this heating tool on plaidonline.com. We are almost there. I'll just hit this little section just a little bit more. Alrighty. All right. So I actually think that I'm okay with just one coat. I don't think we need to add another coat, but you guys can definitely add more to your egg at home if you would like. So I am going to slowly peel off this paint. Sorry, not the paint, the painter's tape. So I'm gonna slowly peel this off. When you take your painter's tape off, if you do have a little bit of imperfection in your line, it's not as straight as you would like it to be, you can use a baby wipe and just kind of wipe it to make it straight. I'm going to actually just use my finger here because it's not totally dry. It's dry just enough for me to be able to fix it perfect. But if yours has completely dried and you would like to make a correction, you can use a baby wipe. So I think I like it like this. There we go. So let's go ahead and let's set this one off to the side as well. We'll let that dry for just a few minutes longer. And then we'll add a second coat of paint onto this one. So again, this is our multi-surface satin baby pink color that I'm using. I'm going back over it with the second coat for a little bit more coverage. And when you are using this lighter color, if you're going to especially use two colors on the egg, if one is going to be darker, go ahead and paint the entire egg with the darker color first. It will help you when you are applying the lighter color. You won't have to do as many coats, and you'll get a little bit better coverage in a quicker amount of time. So that is our second coat. We'll add just a little bit more. We're going to grab our heating tool again to help speed up our drying time. And then we will revisit our last egg. All right, so I'm going to grab this heating tool. We're going to dry this for a few seconds. All right, I think I'm gonna add just a little bit more right here. There we go. All right, so let's set this one off to the side. We're gonna add our last coat to the other egg that we have here. So we'll let this one dry for just a few more minutes, and then we'll come back and we will take off our painter's tape. All right, so we have our egg that has the combination of our baby pink and our sparkling fuchsia. So we're gonna add one more coat of the sparkling fuchsia on the bottom here. And if you guys want to know more about the heating tool, again, you guys can find it on plaidonline.com. It is a little bit better than a blow dryer to me because you can actually control the direction of the heat. With a blow dryer, it has a little bit of a wider mouth. It's a little bit easier to control the heating tool. So you guys can go and grab one of those to help speed up the drying time on all of your projects. All right, so we are going to dry this one too for a few seconds. All right, so we'll do one final coat. There we go. Now we are fully covered. All right, so like I said earlier, you guys can grab both of these kits on plaidonline.com. Each of them come with 5 different paint bottles. You can mix and match them. And honestly, even though these are separate kits, I think that using them together would be really beautiful. Pink and gold complement each other very, very well. So I would suggest grabbing both of these kits and combining the colors together. All right, so I think for this one, this is a good coat. I'll hold this up. This is what the sparkling fuchsia looks like up close. We're gonna dry this one more time, and then we are going to take the paint. Sorry, the paint. I keep wanting to say paint. The painter's tape. We're gonna take the painter's tape off. set that out to the side. I'm gonna grab this one that we just finished adding the other coat of baby pink to. Let's try it one more time before taking off our tape. All right, so I think we are good to go. Let's go ahead and let's slowly take off our painter's tape. So you want to slowly pull it off. Don't go too fast, because sometimes you might think your paint is dry and it's not. And if it is not dry, sometimes it can peel up your paint. All right, so I will hold it up and you guys can see what it looks like. So I really like this design. So this is our egg split in half with our baby pink and our sparkling fuchsia. Again, like I said, if you do notice some imperfections, you can go over it with a baby wipe, or you can even use your paint and you can just go with a paintbrush and touch up your lines. So I'm gonna set this one off to the side, and let's grab our last egg. We'll take the painter's tape off of that, and we will have a finished collection of our best of pink and best of gold eggs.
Bianca, we had a question.
Okay.
If these are wooden eggs.
These are not wooden eggs, but wooden eggs are great to use too. These are actually, you know, I don't know what these are made out of. I want to say plastic.
Yeah, they're like a nice plastic. These aren't like Hobby Lobby plastic eggs that you'd buy for like putting candy in or anything, but they're like sort of decorative plastic.
Yeah. These are not wooden, but we do have some wooden ones here that we do craft with, but that is a great option as well. All right, so we are going to slowly lift this up. Slow, slow, slow. Let's actually hit this with our drawing tool one more time before we peel the tape up. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. We will get them answered. All right, so let's go again. And let's slowly peel it up. Alrighty. So this egg might need a little bit of a touch up, but that is all right. Crafting is never a straight line, and I think that is the fun part of it. All right, there we go. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by some of the imperfections. And like I said, that is okay. If you peel your tape up and it looks something like this, all you have to do is grab your paintbrush, and you can use either of the colors that you used, and you can just slowly go down to create a straight line. You don't really need to put the painter's tape back on. You just slowly go over just enough to cover up the edges. You should be good. So there are definitely some other parts on the back of the egg that we want to cover up, but for now we'll just fix these, and once it dries and everything is good to go, it should look similar to this. And again, we achieve this by putting our painter's tape vertically down the egg and not straight across. Take your time at home when you are doing this. Try to get your painter's tape as straight as possible. And again, don't rush to peel it up.
We had a question about the heat pen.
Okay.
They asked, does any craft store have the heat pen? You can find it at plaidonline.com or on Amazon.
Yep, plaidonline.com. All right, so let's set our eggs out of the way. I'm going to grab our paints one more time to show you guys so that you will know what you are getting when you purchase these kits at plaidonline.com. So I'm going to pull out our Best of Pink kit one more time, and then we'll go through our gold colors. All right, so let's grab our pastel pink. All right, so we have our Color Shift pastel pink. We also have our Folk Art metallic sparkling fuchsia. We have the Glitterific hot pink. And the last two colors are the multi-surface satin baby pink and the Glitterific pop princess potion. So these are all of the colors that will be included in your kit when you purchase them on plaidonline.com. We'll set these out of the way, and then I will show you our gold kit, and then we will get out of here so that you guys can go and craft your Easter projects. All right, so one more time, this is the gold kit, and you are going to get the Treasure Gold color included in your kit. And so the name of it is Treasure Gold, but the actual color name is gold as well. You're also going to get the Folk Art Multi-Surface Metallic 14 karat gold. So this is just a little bit lighter than the Treasure Gold color. I'm going to flip this up so that you can see what I mean. So these are the two colors, and you can see the difference between the shades here. Two very beautiful colors, just slightly different, one darker than the other. And then the last three colors are the Glitterific Gold color. And we also have the Glitterific Fine Gold. And then the last one is Glitterific Pop. So these are the three glitters that are included with the Best of Gold kit. And again, you guys can find all of these on plaidonline.com. I encourage you to buy both kits. So we are going to get out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And I should see you guys back next Wednesday for another craft break. If you guys do not have any questions, we will go ahead and we will get out of here. Don't forget to use #PlaidCrafts on all of your projects so that we can thumbs up and see them. See you guys next week.